What it is, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out. All right, man. Roy Jones is threatening to pull out the Mike Tyson fight. Article is on Bad Left Hook. They do a really good job over there. So shout out to Bad Left Hook. I think they powered by SB Nation. But let's talk about why Roy is trying to pull out from the Mike Tyson fight. People will probably say, oh, he's scared, he's shook. That's boxing fans' first reaction. If you didn't know, they moved that fight to November. I think it's 1 week before, 1 week after Earl fight. I think it's the 28th or the 21st. Can't really remember. It was one of those weeks, all right? And Roy basically said that with the postponement of the fight, you know, it kind of hurt his income coming in. He said, I'm no longer a full-time boxer. I do other things for my income. I do other things for my income. And basically, I need to be compensated because they moved the fight back and I'm losing money. Now, I'm not sure what Roy does for his income or other than train fighters. But, yeah, he trained a lot of fighters, man. And Roy is not training with, like, the top grade fighters. I think the most notable fighter he working with is Chris Eubanks Jr. He do train with one of Floyd fighters. Was it Kevin Newman? Shout out to him if I got his name right. So he want to be compensated for moving the fight back. So pretty sure Mike Tyson, he does things as well too. He in the weed industry. I'd love to see Mike Tyson get into the training game. You know, I think he got a lot to bring to guys like Gervonta Tank Davis. And it was another guy I think he would be really, really well with. Tank will be one. And I can't remember, it's another fighter I was saying that that could really use his services. But yeah, I think he'd be phenomenal with Sean Porter. That's who it is. Sean Porter and Tank could really use Mike Tyson, especially Tank with the discipline. Him and Mike kind of coming from, you know, kind of similar inner city backgrounds. But you know, if Roy do pull out, I don't think nobody gonna shed a whole bunch of tears. I do know I heard that Antonio Tarver wanted to be the one that fight Roy Jones. Obviously, we know Evander Holyfield wanted to be the one who fight Mike Tyson. Could Roy be getting some cold feet? I mean, we seen the training videos way before Roy accepted the fight. And I'm pretty sure Roy seen the training videos and Roy trying to get more money because he losing money about, you know, with this fight. Now, I'm not sure what he's losing money on as far as, you know, is it, you know, him training himself and he can't train the fighters he needs to train, or he can't make the money he need to make, or his income kind of faltering some type of way. But, you know, it's this just negotiation one-on-one. People forget Roy Jones had his promotional company since day one. You know, at one point he was going to sign with Emmanuel Stewart, but he chose to, you know, do his own thing. And then he worked with Top Rank, co-promoting. So Roy kind of been promoting himself, you know, I think in the beginning of his boxing career. So Roy been around the block. He know how to negotiate. He know how to get more guaranteed money. And he should get some money because this is a dangerous fight. Anything is dangerous when you're going into the ring, you know, almost 50 years old and past 50. You know what I'm saying? No headgear. You know what I'm saying? They postponed the fight. Now you got drug testing involved. Now you got a belt involved. Now they trying to do it with fans. So it could be another situation where this fight get moved back again. Because what they really want to do is get that gate. And to be honest, you know, they should give him some more time. You know, just push the shit back to next year. Let Roy do what he do. And see if we can get fans in the stands. But, you know, right now it's a void. You know, no real other sports going on. Football may or may not be kicking off. But I think Roy, you know, had a point with him having to push this fight back. Now you put this fight in a scenario where it's going up against other professional boxing matches who can't compete because they don't have a name, unless Anthony Joshua fighting or Tyson Fury and Wilder fighting. The rest of these dudes don't have a name. But also they pushed this fight back in the heart of you know, basically the Super Bowl of sports, and that is the fall. You know, you got boxing, you got basketball, you got, you know, basketball to be over with. I don't think college going to start up, but then, you know, you have college football going to give it a go, the National Football League, and, you know, just anything else that's going on around that time. So they really going to be competing with a lot. It probably was best for them to do that September 12th date and get going. But, Roy just want more money. You know, Roy losing money fucking with this fight, and Roy want more money. And Roy does have a deal with the UFC for Fight Pass. So some of his fighters be fighting on UFC Fight Pass. I know his fighter, Michael Williams Jr., will be on there pretty soon. But, if Mike don't give him no more money, Mike won't have no problem finding an opponent. What about Antonio Tarver? I know he don't want to fight Evander Holyfield again. We might see Evander other ear get bit off. But, if the fight do fall apart, I don't think nobody crying. I mean, you got Jake Paul and Nate Robinson on the undercard. Jake Paul getting raided by the feds. Maybe that's just that can help stir the pot a little bit. Badu Jack on the undercard, so Floyd had to put his 2 cents in and be responsible. I put Badu Jack on the card, okay? Without Badu Jack, without Mayweather, go signing the card. It wouldn't have did much, so I'm responsible for the card. Like I said before, Floyd gonna find some way to take responsibility for this card, but right now it's going on in Carson City, California, formerly known as Stub Club Center. What is it, the Digity Health Center, or whatever the fuck they call it these days. But I think Roy getting cold feet. No, I don't think Roy really getting cold feet. They did take the headgear off. Not sure what the glove size gonna be. It sounds like they're making this a real fight. VADA testing, also bringing in WBC. I think bringing in the belt as well too. So this can get ugly. My personal preference on it, I will support it. These are 2 of my favorite fighters of my lifetime. Roy Jones Jr. was like everything when he was fighting, and Mike Tyson was everything and more when he was fighting. Mike Tyson brought more casual fans of boxing than anybody that I can remember throughout history. You know what I'm saying? And, with these dudes going into the ring together, it's going to be Tyson's precision, Tyson pressure early on. It's really going to work off Tyson's intensity. You know what I'm saying? If Tyson come out there dead serious, the first couple rounds he dangerous. If Roy able to kind of, fend him off or defend himself offensively and defensively, if that makes sense, and they get to the 3rd or 4th round, depending on how long they go, Roy might have an advantage. But Roy game has been predicated on reflexes, and it's never really been it ain't really been predicated on technique, and that's the issue for Roy. Mike Tyson is a technical marvel. He can hold his hands up high. He can weave. His precision. His punches is accurate. He can place his punches. But the one thing that hurt Mike, and he said he dealt with asthma. If you're able to take his punishment and give a little back to him after the 4th or 5th round, you can have your way with Mike. If you stood up to Mike and you showed Mike, you didn't let Mike bully him. We seen that in Mike. Pretty much he didn't beat the upper echelon opponents in his career. The Lennoxes, even though it was later on, Holyfield kind of happened later on, and Holyfield with him was supposed to happen, and he went to jail. That would have been one of the greatest, I think, underrated if stories. Did Holyfield just have his number? Was, Tyson faded, but Holyfield was also faded at the time. He didn't fight Riddick Bowe. Buster Douglas, he lost to him because of some of the things going on out the ring. But when you look at his resume, he don't have that top-notch win. Yeah, he beat Michael Spinks, and Michael Spinks is probably perhaps one of the greatest light heavyweights of all time, but Roy Jones had a better career. Don't mean Roy Jones won't get his ass whooped, but Roy had a better career. Roy came, his daddy had him padding his stats, or padding his resume early on, and then Roy ended up taking off, and he beat James Toney, and then, Bernard Hopkins, but James Toney was his coming out party, and then it was all she wrote. He had a better career. Tyson probably was more fan-friendly, generated more money, and that's what promoters look for, but in this scenario, I don't understand why they want. I don't understand how they got to Roy. But you got a lot of people that's willing to get in the ring with Tyson. Me personally, Evander would have been nice. I mean, Lennox would have been nice again. But, hopefully they don't hurt each other. That's my main concern. I don't want to pay for a live execution. I don't want somebody going there, my back. I hit my back. It's broken. I don't want to hear that. That's what happens. You can train, and the training is going to be the hard part, but when you go out there and compete and really wake those fast twitch muscles up, and it's not a controlled environment, and Roy doing what Roy do, I just got a feeling somebody going to pull a hamstring, pull a shoulder, and I hope that's the minimum that happened, but right now Roy is trying to pull out due to get more money from losing money from pushing the fight back and kind of, moving some things around on his calendar, so he want to be compensated for that money. He said his lawyer's talking to the day lawyers. So it could be looking like Roy trying to get up out of there, but they got enough money in the pot to pay him. But if not, they can slide in another replacement, Tarver, Holyfield. You know, they can get anybody to get up in there and do what they need to do. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos. Appreciate the love, support. Want to make a donation, just share the video, but Cash App, PayPal in the description. Other than that, let me know what you guys think about Roy possibly trying to pull out because of the postponement of the original fight, and he's losing money one time for the one time. We gone.